Hello my dear sewing friends, it's Alisa here with Thought for Creativity and welcome to the free sewing pattern review series. And today on the chopping block we have a free sewing pattern for a perfect boyfriend style t-shirt by Rebecca Page, and that is Toronto Tee. I'm wearing one fresh hot of the sewing machine. My dress form is wearing one. I also have one here on the table to show you. I will tell you everything you need to know about this free sewing pattern, what to be aware of, what are the great features. I will also show you some really cool tips and tricks on how to finish the hem of your sleeves on the jersey garment so that way they would look on point every single time. And of course, I'll share everything you need to know so that way you can make one without using a seam ripper. So let's get started. Now, first things first, and let's take a look at the pattern card. And I know that you guys will absolutely love it because it features a nice wide range of sizes going from extra small to 5XL. Now, it is suitable for stretch fabrics and knit materials. Now, in my case, I used a Lycra blend from Fabric Mart, which worked out fantastic for the one that I'm wearing. Now, for the other two, I used stretch cotton from Hobby Lobby. Now, the one with the cactuses, I like it a little bit more because it really has such a soft hand and it just really nice touch to the skin. The other one is a little bit stiffer and really feels like working almost like with a quilting cotton, just the only difference that it has stretch to it. But I still love all three t-shirts that I made using this free sewing pattern. Now, the original one features also a chest pocket, which is completely optional. And as you see in all of the three t-shirts that I made, I did not use the chest pocket. It's just a personal preference. Now, it also comes with a step-by-step instruction, so it is perfect for those who are just starting to sew. You don't have to have a serger. You can do it with a zigzag stitch in your regular sewing machine. So it is totally accessible to make for any level of your sewing skills. Now, because it is such a loose fitting design, I should tell you, watch the size that you're cutting out. Now, this one is extra small and you can still see how much of room I have right over here. So whenever you're cutting it out, maybe make a muslin or just really pay attention of the size and measurements of the finished garment. So that way you can kind of have an idea of where your shoulder is going to sit, how much ease you're going to have in the body, and where is the neckline going to be as well. How long did it take to make one of these? I would say from start to finish, by the time you cut your fabric and sit down by your sewing machine or a serger, I would say an hour and a half, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on how fast you're sewing or how comfortable you are sewing this or that material, or whether it's your first time making this pattern or not. So for me, it was the third time, so it was a little bit faster, maybe like an hour, hour and a half, but I already had my pattern pieces glued together and all I had to do is just cut them out. So for you, it might take about 2.5, 3 hours. And I would always say that please take your time. Take your time. It's not a race. You know, you're the one who's going to be wearing your beautiful garments. So just make it with love, make it with thought, especially when you're making a t-shirt, because it is such a simple garment, everyday garment, that a lot of times we're just underestimate the value of that. You know, it's so easy to go to the shop and buy one of these for like $3 at Walmart. However, when you make one for yourself, with your own skills, your own equipment, your own fabric, it kind of reverses the idea of, oh wow, there's actually a lot of work that goes into this very simple, underestimated garment in your wardrobe. So about a couple hours, I would say. Take your time, have fun with it. I also feel that this free sewing pattern, because it is such a basic one, it could be a great staple for your wardrobe, and you can modify it in so many different ways. You can add ties on the bottom, you can make your sleeves longer, you can turn it into a tunic. I mean, you can make some really cool things just by using this free sewing pattern as a base for whatever creation you're going for. Now let's take a look on the inside of the garment and how it was made. Now, as I mentioned, I do have a serger, and this entire free sewing pattern can be made by using one. Now, if you have a sewing machine, same applies to you, and that's what I love about this free sewing pattern, that it's not tricky at all. There's really no secret things that you need to know to make sure that it all fits really well and sits on you really well. No, just use your serger, use your sewing machine, and you know, I hope that you won't need to use your seam ripper because it's a really easy make. Now, if you're wondering how to make those really fun sleeves when they kind of look really nice and polished and almost ready to wear, the reason I'm saying almost ready to wear is because with your sewing tools at home, unless you have a cover stitch machine, it's really hard to replicate sewing to wear techniques, ready to wear techniques. Oh my goodness. But I do have 3 different types of sleeves to show you how to kind of achieve that really nice, fun, polished look on your t-shirts. Now the first one is actually using a sewing machine and a 3-step zigzag stitch. I have a full tutorial on how to do that. I use it a lot, especially for knit garments for my baby girl and when I want something really fun and easy for myself as well. Now this t-shirt has that really kind of southern vibe to it, and as you guys know, I live in Tennessee in Smoky Mountains, so it's very appropriate for the summer to wear this kind of like simply southern feeling t-shirt. And I wanted a really fun scalloped edge on my sleeves and on the bottom hem of the t-shirt, and that's what I used to create that. Now another way to finish your sleeves and the hem of your t-shirt is to use a flat lock stitch of your serger. Now if you had no idea that your serger can actually do it, and I'm sure that the majority of the sergers can, well then it's a fun and fantastic day for you today, because I do have a tutorial on that one as well. You will need, however, to look up the manual for your serger if you don't have one, because every serger settings are a little bit different. You can't figure them out on your by yourself, but a tutorial again will be linked in the info box below. And here is a completely ready-to-wear technique that I actually copied from a ready-to-wear t-shirt that my mom gave me like years ago as a gift, and I saw the sleeve band over there and I was like, oh, I kind of want to replicate that. So I reverse engineered the idea of how it was done, filmed a little tutorial for you guys, and as well I will leave it in the info box below, so you will have 3 awesome resources to look at and to make some really cool sleeves that will look really nice and polished. Questions to answer real quick. Is it a keeper? Yes. Will I be making more in the future when I need a new t-shirt? Absolutely yes. Does it go well with everything? Yes. But if that is a style that you're looking for, if you're looking for more of a fitted t-shirt, then this probably is not for you. Again, there's quite a lot of room here. It's definitely a boyfriend style t-shirt, just like the description actually says. Here's a good question. Did I make any adjustments to the patterns? And the answer is no. Apart from the size, I chose a size that's a little bit smaller than the size chart was suggesting, and I'm actually really happy with that. I made no modifications to this pattern unless stated so in one of the sleeve tutorials, because on one of them, which is this one actually, the ready to wear cuff, I just had to shorten the sleeve because I was actually adding a cuff to it. So obviously, that kind of explains itself. And the length, and the length I think is just a normal modification because I am on a shorter side, so I kind of like shortened it probably by an inch or so. But I already adjusted my pattern, so I really don't remember how much did I shave it off on the pattern. But once you cut it out and kind of put it on yourself, see where it ends, and then you can go from there as well. And for those who are a little bit more adventurous, because it is so loose fitting, I actually think that if you choose a flowy fabric that is non-stretch, and if you make a keyhole closure in the back or maybe a button closure in the back, I think that you can actually get away by making this pattern in the woven non-stretch fabric as well. So if you're feeling a little adventurous, you can also probably do it, but test it out first. I haven't tested it out yet, but here's like another little idea for you. And on the next free sewing pattern review, we are going to be talking about Balin Top and Dress by Pauline Alice. I made one right over here. I actually made another one as well, and I will tell you all about that free sewing pattern next week. Happy sewing. Take a look at these tutorials on how to finish those sleeves. I will leave them in the info box below and on your screen right now. And until next time, happy sewing, guys.